Hey y'all, welcome to another video from WreckingOut.com. So with the holidays upon us, I'm having a little extra time to try out some things. So I'm going to take some bottom round venison and I'm going to crust it with Parmesan and almond and see how it goes. So after thawing the bottom round, I'm going to get rid of that excess liquid. Then I'm going to take a sharp boning knife and just get as much silver skin as I can off of it. This won't render out well when I smoke it, so the more I get rid of, the better. You don't have to do it perfectly, but get as much as you can without taking too much meat. So this is my upright smoker. It's a Pit Boss, and I really love this thing. I got it in 2019. First thing I do is add a ThermoWorks smoke thermometer, and it has a thermometer for the inside of the smoker as well as one probe for the meat. I just get it started by putting it on smoke. You want to get a good fire going on a low temp, and then you crank up the temp. This is just what the instructions say to make sure it's running nice and good. So I'll crank it up to around 275, and then add water, add a drip tray, and just wait for it to heat up. Here I am cranking it up from smoke. So I don't leave it at 275. That is the temp we will ultimately cook at, but I'm going to back it back down to smoke slowly. It takes some time for it to cool back off, but I want to get some smoke flavor into the bottom round. So I'll back it back down to smoke, and then I'll put it on for about 20 minutes. So after it's smoked a little bit, I will then go and crank it back up to 275, and this is the temp we're going to cook at. We're actually going to cook it to an internal temp around 120 until we pull it off and put it in the oven to reach the desired end temp of 125. While you're waiting for it to cook, you can make the crust. It has about half a cup of almonds, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. This is half a teaspoon of kosher salt, but I actually went back and added some more salt. So about a full teaspoon of kosher salt. You'll pulse it. You don't want it finely ground yet because we're going to add the Parmesan. If you start grinding with the Parmesan, it will kind of clump up because there's moisture in the Parmesan. So get it to about this consistency and then add the Parmesan. And then you can pulse it and we'll get it to the final consistency for the crust. So once your internal temp hits 115, you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400. So I'm putting the oven on 400, and then I'm going to take a large cast iron that will hold the bottom round, and I'm going to preheat it as well. And then you can get the butter ready. This is what's going to hold the crust on. So take about 2 to 4 tablespoons of butter. Now I take heavy aluminum foil, and I'll make some dishes so I don't have to do so many dishes at the end of the day. So I'm pulling it at 120. I'm going to put one of the aluminum foil dishes with the crust in it, and then I'm going to put the other one for adding the butter. So just add all the butter. You just want the whole thing soaked. And then you can take some tongs and you'll just dredge the bottom round into the crust. The good thing about the aluminum foil is you can kind of mold it around it and get that crust all over the bottom round. So once the bottom round is ready, you can put it into the oven, into the skillet. This is going to raise it that final 5 degrees. And you're not looking for, a lot of time in the oven here. You just want to melt that Parmesan cheese and get a kind of a golden brown on the crust. So watch it carefully because you can burn it. So this is what it'll look like. It's kind of brown on top. And now you just want to set it for about 10 minutes and let it settle. I neglected to get a video of slicing it, but it'll come out like this. You can see a good smoke ring in there. It's a nice medium rare, and it's really flavorful, especially adding that extra bit of salt. I think that helped a bit. I'm going to work on it, but it was a pretty good meal. Hope y'all enjoy it.